Are you interested in being financially supported by a service or a business that is in alignment with your true life purpose, that you feel like you're living your soul's calling every day, but fear is getting in the way? Well, today I'm going to share with you my top 5 tips that I've learned on my journey to being financially supported by doing my life purpose. So stay tuned. Hey, I'm Melissa and I'm the founder of the Spirit Guided Life School. I'm here to help you live a life that is based on Spirit's guidance and living your unique life purpose. If that sounds good to you, I'd love you to subscribe and stay tuned to these weekly videos. Okay, so today I'm going to share with you what I have learned in the journey of being financially supported by a business that is a true soul's calling, that is in alignment with my life purpose. Now, obviously what I'm doing is very spiritually based. It does not have to be that way for you, right? You don't suddenly have to be a Reiki healer. It's what I hear from everybody. You can do something that is your true calling, even if it has nothing to do with spirituality, but you know that you are in alignment. For many people who desire to live their life purpose more in alignment with their career, fear gets in the way. And believe me, I have been there. So I want to share with you the top 5 things that I learned on my journey so that hopefully you can benefit from these tips as well. So number 1, make a decision that you are going to be successful. You have to decide and then commit to this journey. Life is going to get in the way. Family stuff is going to get in the way. Maybe money pressures are going to get in the way. So you have to have that deep alignment and a clear decision within yourself that this is the journey that you are taking. There was a real turning point for me a couple times in my business. The first was when I decided to stop doing substitute teaching, which was a part-time income for me, and fully receive income from my life purpose-based business. The second big turning point was when I separated from my previous spouse, whose income was supporting me, and I made the clear decision and commitment that I was not going to go get another job, that I was going to be fully financially supported through my business. Both of those were big turning points that a lot of fear came up, but I knew the timing was right, and I had to come to the point of I'm deciding, and there's no plan B. This is what I am doing. Now, having said that, my second tip for you, I do recommend that you start with a part-time income, okay? So whether you have the benefit of being financially supported by a spouse, or you can have another source of part-time income, I do think that is the best way to get started so that you can meet the needs of society. Here's the dance that we play, right? Because we are living in the material world. And the way our society is set up right now is that you need income to pay the bills. But we also live in the world of spirit, right? And so we can envision and imagine and decide that we want to fulfill our purpose. So in order to not get derailed from that, in order to build things up, start it out part-time. Commit, like I said in step 1, make that decision and commit that you are going to do this as your source of income. But in order to release some of the anxiety and stress and worry that comes from stepping out on a limb, it's perfectly valid and fine to start out part-time. That way you can get the necessities of life paid, and then in the time that you have left, step into setting things up for your future. My third tip is to find the sweet spot. You want to do the thing that really lights you up, but you also have to organize yourself to offer a service that people need and that they are willing to pay for. Sometimes what you really would like to do, people aren't really interested in paying for. And sometimes what people are interested in paying for is something you don't want to do, okay? But there is a sweet spot. Maybe you have to tweak things and you have to do a little bit of research and you have to do a little bit of trial and error to find it. But what you want to land on is the sweet spot of something that you truly love doing and you lose track of time when you're doing it, and that people are willing to pay for. And if you don't have both of those, you probably won't have a successful business. So in my case, I started out doing all sorts of things in a spiritual business, and it was very random. I don't know if I would even call it a business in the beginning. It was just going out and sharing and doing a lot of different things. I found the sweet spot when I realized how passionate I was about teaching people how to communicate with their guides and angels, and that people were really seeking that in their life. It was a problem that they had that they wanted solved, and there was the sweet spot. Another thing I discovered more recently is that my niche is truly to offer group programs. And lately that has been online, although I love doing it in person as well. There's something about that group dynamic that really brings out the best in me. I can be a great mentor. I can bounce off the energy of the people in the group. And they love it because they get to connect with each other and really form friendships and with like-minded people. So I didn't come across that right away. You want to trial and error to see what works for you. And that's why maybe you want to have that part-time source of income while you're figuring all this stuff out. My fourth tip for you is be willing to accept cash in any way that the universe wants to provide it to you. We are taught in our early years and the way we're raised that money has to come from a 9-to-5 job. There are so many ways that abundance can come into your life. Maybe abundance comes to you in the form of a gift. Maybe abundance comes to you in the form of, hey, you win a scholarship opportunity to do a training. And maybe abundance comes to you in the form of money, where it's not directly from the business, but it supports you to live your life purpose. So some examples of this could be rental income, a profit from selling a house, child support income, alimony. Don't deny yourself those opportunities to accept abundance, because all of it, no matter what form it's coming in, will support you to live your purpose, right? And so that is what I have done from time to time. And we tend to think, oh, this is valid money because it's coming from my service, and this is not. If you just really are willing to ask the universe for abundance to support you, you'll be amazed at what can show up. I think the universe and your angels really reward you when you are sincere, when you have clear motives, you sincerely want to help people, you're not going to manipulate anybody, you're going to respect their free will, right? If somebody doesn't want my service or isn't a good fit for my service, I will tell them, right? I am not going to receive money from somebody that isn't a good fit for my service. And so I have a lot of integrity, and people feel that, right? So when they do invest in what I'm offering, they feel confident and good with that decision. So when you are sincerely being of service, the universe will support you in amazing ways. Tip number 5, and this is maybe the most important one, believe. You have to believe that you can do it. Even when challenges come up, even when it's not growing as fast as you would like to. You have to believe that this is meant for you and that you are successful. And that is at the core, right? So you get to the point where it's just, this is what my life is all about, and I know I am successful. If you can have that at the core of your being, even when the going gets tough, things are going to unfold for you. And I think my bonus tip is really be open to the intuitive hits. Your angels, the universal wisdom, are going to be guiding you in the direction to where you'll find the clarity, the business model, the offerings, the services that you need that are truly in alignment for you. You might get an intuitive hit to check out a training. You might get an intuitive hit to get some business advice. You might get an intuitive hit to speak to a friend and ask them what they would do in your situation. The universe is guiding you. Stay open and organize yourself, right? You need to have both the practical and the spiritual side in order to have a truly supported life purpose-based business. I hope that's inspiring to you. I could share more, but that will get you started on your journey to really being financially supported through a life purpose-based business. And if this resonates with you, I highly recommend that you get on the wait list for Authentic and Aligned. Authentic and Aligned is a 90-day transformational program where you will get the tools and the self-understanding and the practical knowledge to discover what your soul's calling is and align your work and relationships with that soul's calling. When you get into alignment, everything is going to flow in your life. So you want to go to communicatewithangels.com/authentic and aligned. I'll see you on over there.